Hello everyone, so today we are going to do Leetcode daily challenge, long case substring without repeating character. So in this question, the requirement is that we are given, not the requirement, basically the input which is here is that we are given with a string. So we are given with a string as they are told that given a string S, find the length of longest substring and the constraint is that without repeating characters. That is the thing, and here char could be A, B, C means any number of, not any number I can say, means any character could be there. Not only A and B, but C could be there, D could be there. From A to Z, any could be there as per the constraints. Yeah, let us see the constraint itself. So here the thing is that that length of the string would be till 10 to the power 4. So yeah, we can easily traverse the string. So order of n solution would also work here. Now, S consists of English letters, digits, symbols, spaces. Okay, so S will consist of any English letter also, any digit could be there, means digit in the char form, any symbol could be there, or even spaces could be there. So S consists of anything in the form of char. So this is the these are the constraints which are being given to us. So now let us read the question. So in this question, we are given with string. You can see this. Find the length of the longest substring without repeating characters. So we need to find out the longest substring. And one more thing, there is difference between substring, subsets, subsequences. So in that sense, let me just tell you what is substring. It is basically all the characters which are consecutive to each other, and as they are consecutive, so they will already maintain their relative order. So if we see this, this is one substring. If we see this, this is one substring. And even this whole is a substring. Each all the characters should be consecutive to each other. That is the substring. So this is the thing which we are required to find here. So this was brief for this question. Now, let us go deep into this question. What it want to ask is, it wants longest substring. So we are required to figure out how many, not how many substrings, but what possible substrings could be there with this particular given constraint that there shouldn't be any repeating character. Then comes this part that we are required to find substrings in a particular string. Then the possible solution which could be there is that we can do this question by sliding window. Because in sliding window, what we would be doing is simply create windows that we can check this, we can check that, and so on. And how we will be getting our answer through these windows would be by checking this particular constraint and checking this particular constraint. That it should be longest out of all the substrings which we have found till now, and it shouldn't be having a repeating character in it. So this is how we would be approaching this question. So now let us go more deep into this question and think how we can do that. So for that I have written few points. So these are the possibility that we could take any of the substrings which are there, but here as per the constraint that there shouldn't be any repeating character, right? So that's why we need map to keep char and its index, because we need to look upon each and every character which is being present there, right? We need to check that have we ever found that particular character before. If we hadn't found, then it's good to go. We can increase our length of that substring. But if it is having, then we need to directly choose any other index. Either index just after this, means just here, or an index here, so that we could eradicate these duplicates which we found. That is the reason we require this map. So somehow we would be using order of n extra space also here. Then we need to maintain start and end of our window, because we would be using sliding window approach here. So we are required to maintain a window which would be having start and end pointers, not pointers here, basically the iterators which would be here. to keep a check on duplicate using map. So while using this, we will be checking that is this particular character present in the map or not. And then as we need to return length of the longest substring, right? So this is the main part of this question. So without, and that with the constraint that we don't need any duplicate, right? Means length of the longest substring without duplicate found. Thus we need to maintain max count variable. So this particular max count variable which is there, this we need to update at every iteration of our loop and while making new windows, and we need to check that are these the one which is the maximum length we can find so far in this particular string or not. So this is how we would be approaching this particular question, and these are some main points which we need to keep in this particular question, and else everything which now I'll explain through the code, that would be the algorithm for this question, because this is not the only thing which we require to understand this question. There is some other thing which is important to understand this question. Basically, the solution for this question. So let me walk you through the code of this question as per those points. So the thing is that actually while doing this question, I have done few follow-ups also. So that's why I have written few comments, because I used to do this. Now for this question, the thing is that we are maintaining those window start, window end and maximum length. And why we are maintaining that I've already explained. And we are using this unordered map which is having char and int and last seen index, right? Now this is the whole loop which we would be using here, this particular, and because of this loop only we would be able to figure out that what is the requirement for our question to have the maximum length substring. So here window end, and basically this window start and window end we are using. So window end, whenever we are having the substring, right? So this window end would be pointing here and window start would be pointing here only. So window start and end. So because of the start and end, we would be able to find out what is the maximum length we require, right? So here we start. So here first we'll maintain a rightmost char, right? So this rightmost char, what it would be like, that it will be saving this particular character, and we'll then check s of window end. Not check, but here we are just saving this rightmost char, and then what we are doing is that if last in index dot count s of window end. What I'm doing here is this last seen map which I had used earlier. Let me see now. So the last seen map which we were using, right? Last seen map which we are using for storing of all the indices and the char. We will take in that map, that if that this particular rightmost char, do it exist here? If it exists, then what we are required to do is this. That is, we'll directly check, because we found the character, means if we are entering this particular loop, right, or not loop, if we are entering this particular condition, then it's sure that we found a duplicate. And if we found a duplicate, then we have two options. Either we will start from this only, or we will simply check the index which is being there in that particular map, right? We would be having this index only and add one to it, so that we could start a window ahead. So here we will start a window from this. This is a thing which we will be doing. And now our window starts from here. We'll take that out of these two, which one is the maximum, so that we could start a window from that particular point. And then we'll update that last seen index, this particular, means whatever character was there, we'll directly update that particular this with its index. This condition would be true at every point, even if it doesn't enter this if condition, because we are required to keep indices of all the characters. And how we are required to keep indices of all these characters by updating them time and again, because when again we find this C character, right? So here what we'll do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll then update this 4 corresponding to the C, and this 2 would be deleted from this particular last-in map. So this is why we are updating it every moment, and then only as this particular window start will be updated accordingly. So this is the thing which we are doing here. Means whenever we encounter something like means this C which is there, earlier it was at 2, right? So window start, if we say it is at this, but means this is 2, that C where it is, and this is again our 4, right? Where our C was encountered. Now, what we will be doing is we will simply add 1 to here, and it will start from this particular just after to this, so that we could omit this particular character. Means while explaining this, there are basically 3 cases which could be generated from this. Either I should explain through more examples, but the main point is this only, that if there is A, B, C, D, C, right? So there is possibility either we just start from this particular, so that this particular whole would be omitted, or we keep it here only and go ahead, but then this particular character won't be considered. Like this only we are doing this particular thing. Now next comes this particular part. We'll update our maximum length, that out of both of these which one is the maximum length which is there, and then only we'll update that particular maximum length and return that particular length. So this is how we would be doing this particular question, but this particular portion I can explain you with some more examples so that it is more clear. So let us take example let us take this particular example only, means in that sense. So here it is window start, right? Window start will be from here, and then we'll move ahead, means our window ends come here, right? Now when we will check that which is the maximum window start and last seen S of Windows end plus 1, because till now A would have been updated here because of this particular, because first step was because of this only, right? At first moment it won't have entered, means when it is the first character, then it won't have entered this particular loop. It will enter this particular loop, right? And that's why, not loop, that if condition, that's why it will update this particular last in map. So our last in map would be having 0 value of our A, right? So here it would be having 0 value, plus 1 would be done, so index would be 1. And the window start at this moment is already 0, right? And as we encountered a duplicate, so that's why now our window would be starting as it was having that 0, now it will be starting from here, and this particular A would be discarded. So this is the thing which we would be doing here. Now if we come up with this ABC, right, and again A is encountered. So again A would be at 0 and new A would be at this 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, right? So our window end would be 3 plus 1, that is equals to 4, right? But our window start is at 0, right? So out of both of them, what would be selected would be this particular 4 only. So our window will start from here, whatsoever would be there. That would be the new update we will be getting for our window start. It will check for the next possibility here. So this is the thing which we would be doing to eradicate the duplicate out of them. So as we can see all of this and all of these things here. So as we would be traversing the whole area, whole string, right? So the solution would be order of n, and the space complexity here would be again order of n only, because we are using this unordered map for keeping the last index here, right? And getting our answer in this variable, so no extra space in a loop. Because of this iteration only we are getting order of n time complexity. and the space complexity is order of in itself, I think. So this was all for this particular question. If there's any doubt, just comment it down. And yeah, this was all for this particular question. Thank you.